Oh, okay. Hey, Gungi, how are you? Hey, Noah. Hey, Big Show. Hooven, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. Sorry, just getting I'm slightly unprepared in the sense that usually I'm started a little bit sooner on my end. As far as you guys, it's all the same, right? Opened up the stream and all of that, but more from my end. Um, So just bear with me a second. We'll get into stuff here. Today we have the re-preview for Bron Breaker. Is my audio okay, guys? Can you hear me and stuff all right? Finally caught a Mherex stream. What's up, Zone? Zona, how you doing? Pop chat out here. Get the chat up on the screen too. Official stream. Chat box? Why are you not showing? Interesting. Hmm. There we go. Okay. Takes care of that. Perfect. Right on, Gungi. So it's Tuesday. How's everyone's weekend? How's your week starting out? Last week of the MLC. Um. Oh, all right. I think I mostly got my crap together now. Mostly. But yeah, what's going on? Anything good, guys? Anything exciting? Anything you guys want to talk about? Whatever that might be, as long as it's not. We don't want any clickbait questions. What's up, Jack? How you doing, bud? How you doing? So, who has Bron Breaker? Let's do a poll. I mean, there's not many people, so we won't do a poll yet, but we will do a poll. When is the giveaway, sir? There isn't one. I don't do giveaways. So if it's Mherex hosting, there are no giveaways. So there's absolutely zero reason to stay if you're only here for free stuff. You're welcome to stay, and I would love you to stay, but nothing free to be had today, other than you get to watch Bron Breaker get played. Could surprise a lot of people just how good he is. I think he's grossly underrated. What's up, Rules? Wet Knife? How you guys doing? If you've never seen a Mherex stream, Patty, welcome in. Very different, maybe, than what you're used to, though. 3-click, Jack. 3-click. You want the buff as well. Technically, it's like to 5 clicks because you have to choose 3 columns for the botches, but it's very fast. Hey, what's up, Slim? Big Show. Rules, did I say hi in Wet Knife? I think I did, but I'm not sure. But it's very good if you don't have her gear. That's how I run her Jack stack, to be honest. We can do that later if we have time, if you want to see it, because it's very, very good. We should have time. I don't think this will take too long. But like normal, let's kind of look at Bron with a re-preview kind of thing. So he's got a bleed, but it's 655k for 1 turn. Let's just kind of take a look and see if we can pump that anywhere even remotely high enough. I kind of am going to say no. What's up, SMG? But let's just do due diligence just to be safe. So theoretically, you could use double bleed. You could get it loaded with Santa, right? Since it's 2 MP. So we can do that. I've had a hard day. Keep trying to justify. Well, slow your roll, Slim. Because it sounds like they may be making changes. So, also, I don't know that he is completely OP, to be honest. I think he's as good as some techs, but I don't think he's better. Right? He's different. He's got stuff he can do. He's fun. I don't think I would use the term OP, right? Like, he's like Tech Cena can get charged with like no MP trainers. That feels OP. You know what I mean? But his damage output isn't that special compared to a lot of stuff we see nowadays. You can hit hundreds of millions with lots of characters, so I don't think the card alone is even remotely worth 240 a year personally, Slim. But it sounds like they're gonna adjust him. But it's the new OP card. I saw it on the internet. Yeah, right. For sure. For sure, for sure. What's up, Vern? Ain't here for free stuff? Man, chill out. No, I won't chill out at all. Um, I would say that no matter who asked when the giveaway was. It's actually one of the more annoying questions to be asked when you're a streamer. Like, when is the free stuff? Um, Basically, it takes away from any and all content that you're doing, because people ask, when is the giveaway, when is the giveaway, when is the giveaway? And so all you do basically is wrangle people's questions about giveaways, deal with the giveaway, all of that stuff, and you get very little actual gameplay and useful stuff done, in my opinion, which is why I don't do them, right? uh as you were asking, I assume you've never seen one of my streams or me stream, so I was laying it out very clearly to set expectations so you don't waste your time if you were in fact just here for the free stuff. So 3 million bleed, you'd have to hit this like 20 times at gold. And that's not gonna what the problem is. That's not gonna happen, right? So we can safely assume that I don't need to play this, I think, right, guys? 3 million bleed, like 20 turns. Yeah, they're not fun. No, it's super distracting. What's up, Zandel? But I will screenshot it and take a picture. But you guys all agree with me? 20 turns, 20 cycles of this is not going to happen? Nothing, Zandel. You didn't miss a thing yet. Can we agree on that? That I don't need to run this, that it's pretty much completely worthless, that 6-star gold meta, the bleed? Anyone disagree? Bleed. I feel like that's a waste of time. Bleed set. Since that is the maximum potential you could run it, just go ahead and... You did miss the giveaway. It wasn't a good one. Let's go here. Haven't used it previously, so... Oh, that works. Okay. What else does he have? Can't win what never happened, right? Zandel knows. So his sub move set, 8 gems to make, is a choose black gem, so that, I mean, you can do stuff with that. And they turn into cross break. Interesting. Okay. So we would combo that with this, and then what would that be? The finisher doesn't look real great to me in this case, so I think we can pretty much reject that. Half a month of the DX Pass. Yeah. So we're not going to do that. You could potentially do a triple black as well. That might be worth trying, even though it's not going to be nearly as good, right? But that does have some interest to me. Yeah. Triple black. Have anyone messed with him, triple black? I know everyone uses the buff, right? That's definitely the way. But I don't remember when he came out. He came out before Mellow, so we didn't have the option of running him triple black, and that was also before Moments. So I wonder if anyone has messed with that. I'm just curious, guys. Of course, the 5 times bigger multiply gems. And this one would do nothing really on that moveset. This is the way. So we can kind of simulate it. If we can get charged the moment, kind of, with Sherry. And then we can kind of do that. So we could kind of try that. Double black? Just these two? You don't use the finisher? I guess black gems underneath, and then you swipe a 3-match, I'm assuming, towards the top to break the multiply gems. Interesting. It's also interesting you don't have mellow, Slim. I would figure you how close? You must be getting close, right? We'll try it without mellow too. I want to try triple black a little bit first. We'll mess around with some stuff. We'll go gain Sammy to see what it would load with. You know the multiple move we have? What? He said double black, and I'm assuming he meant these two, since he doesn't have Sherry. Or not Sherry, but mellow. Ah, swipe and hope for a big cascade to trigger the underdog plate. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how you could do with yeah, we'll mess around a little bit. Really? Is that your best striker, Slim? Or is it just how you mess with him? So we're almost charged, so we can see what this would do because of tour perks, I guess, so that's good. Snowfall gems, modify. So we're gonna put this obviously right at the top. And we'll put multiply gems at the bottom. Some are gonna be purple, some are gonna be black. Just depends. And this would actually have one bigger. You could use the Seth Radical plate and the TR on this one. Obviously, we missed a bunch of black multiplies, but we got a few. All right, 48 mil. That's not horrible. What's up, Jamie? How you doing? I got the Tiffy time moment, 100% gem jam it for Charlotte this week. I have to take a work walk, but depending how long you're on, I was hoping you could help me. Probably not on this stream, Jamie. On my stream, though, yes, I could. If we get time, maybe today. My stream tomorrow, definitely could. So I have some agenda stuff to do today on the official channel. If we get time, yes, but first we're gonna do the Bron Breaker re-preview, and then we're gonna talk about boss, and after that, if we have time, yes. Oh yeah, Yeet's awesome. Red, black, black build, Vern? Just the red, black, black. To choose? But how would you load it? What's Sensei? Holy crap. Same time as this, pretty much, Jamie, unless something goes wrong. Yesterday I had a bad migraine, so just depends. As long as I don't have a migraine, same time as this one, bud. Same time as always. I hope you're doing well, Sensei. Spider Guard, how are you? It's always good to see you, Sensei. Hope you're sweeping the leg. Yeah, 5:30 Eastern, Jamie. If I get time today, though, I'd be happy to. Yeah, Yeet is ridiculous, Slim. Vern, how are you doing red, red, black to get it all loaded? Because the choose is definitely great, but it's 7, 7, and 8 red MP, and we don't have any dual trainers, so I'm just a little bit curious. Right on, Jamie. How you're getting it all loaded. Yeah, working life in general has been crazy. I gotcha. Unless you're doing the choose to load the black and then setting up like a row break. I bet that's what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. That could work. I got it. I think I got it. I think I see what you're cooking. I don't think this way as much anymore. But 2, 3 matches, that could work. And just start with the red, and then you could use Andre. Here you don't need Santa. You do need Santa because it's 8. So that could work potentially. That would be a better than the triple black. I do agree with you. Give me a second. I think I got something for you that could work turn one. That could. Because we're choosing 8 gems. That's... Oh, they're choose gems to make into red. Never mind. I'm big dumb. Red to black. Hold on, though. Let me think about this. Red to black. If we choose 3, we need 4. Let me think about this. So the 8 on the red is the problem. Let me think about this. For some reason, I was thinking he was choose black. It's a red that refills itself. But that could work too. Actually, hold on. I got something for this, Vern. I actually think I have something for this. Give me a second. Let me cook. Who's red and black MP? Is it Sting? If it's Wolfpack Sting, I can't really use him because so many don't have him. Is there another red and black dual MP, or is it Wolfpack Sting? I feel like it's Wolfpack Sting. Of course it is. So we can't use him, and most people don't have perfect, so then we're just gonna see if this works this way. If Santa would be 2, we'd need 2 matches. Nope, I won't just use perfect because a huge portion of the game doesn't have perfect. So if you have perfect, you surely have mellow, and then there's no reason to run this. So that's why I would not use perfect. Yeah, could you dual red? That would work. And then I could use Hollywood, but I was hoping for bigger multiply gems in general. Give me a second. That would work though too, so we can do that. Why not? And then I can free up Hollywood. So that a 3 match would give me 5. So 2 3 matches would refill the red. Yeah. Yeah. This could work. Hold on. And I'm going to leave Seth on simply because the moment adds 5, so it gets us a little bit closer to what we'd have. And this would be Butch, but to get the 5, I'm going to do Andre. So these two, this would be Butch, and this you'd be able to use like Zombie Bailey if you didn't have, or Leo if you had him. But this would tell you the moment with a free trainer slot, right? So pretend this is, yeah. And then we need break red, get black MP, which is break opposite of that one. Eye of the Tiger. Okay. No idea, Green Day. So. Gotcha, Sensei. You're still sweeping the leg, though? So this would have 2 MP, so we need to hit it twice. But we can refill this with 2 3 red matches, like this. When there's just enough room, I think, to make this work. If we don't cascade, like that. And it wouldn't be full yet. We'd need to do another 3 red match. Like that. And then a row break like that. Awesome, Sensei. So this would be loaded turn 1 this way, right? And then you do your snowfalls right here, like this. And then you put your multiplies on the bottom. So you could, as long as you don't cascade, this is turn 1 feudable. And you would have a free coach slot to play with. $60 mil reduced to 52 with a free coach slot. So actually that kind of runs okay. You got what I was cooking there, right, Vern? That makes sense. Plus you get yeah, that would work. I think that would work. And then you could add, since it's in the Showdown store, it's definitely attainable and it was very cheap on the prize wall. The Radical Plate. You get an extra, yeah, that would work. Is you Vern, as someone who has to run this move set a different way, how do you feel? And Slim, you guys who were kind of running the double blacks, how do you guys feel about setting him up this way? What's up, Sean Telvin? Do you guys feel like this is a viable option for that build, considering this is actually Butch and Leo isn't on there? We're just simulating moments with these two. The moment. Do you think that's somewhat viable for the turn one thing as an alternative to what you guys were doing? Or do you prefer the way you guys were doing it? Because I haven't played him that way, so I'll ask what you guys think. So this was actually would have been Butch and no coach. Would definitely be easier with perfect, but so this is the equivalent of this. Save that load out. I'm very curious what you guys think that have played him with the 2 build. That would be the equivalent of this with the free coach slot open. So that's a... It's a lot clickier than my way with much, much less risk and slightly less damage. I might be swayed to go with the all black, honestly. I thought I remember the red, black, black hitting for more, but I just tested on my own too, and it's not hitting what I remember. Well, so part of it is the feud moment, Vern. So we can sort of simulate the moment, but it doesn't do it all the way. You know what I mean? It simply doesn't. It just hits. It's gonna hit harder in feud, for sure. Like, just because of the way possible. No mellow alt build. All right. And if you have mellow, middle lane, if it stays friendly like it is, this also becomes way, way more attractive, and this is how he hits super hard, is the buff, the multiplies, and the finisher. Right? And middle lane might potentially be a lot more seemingly attainable these days, right? And that's, but you also need mellow. How do you feel about that slightly less damage, but way, way safer, but a bit clickier, Slim? Would you trade it that way or not? And none of these plates are doing anything for this moveset. There, as far as I know, Jamie, is no good way to look up what moments are for a character other than going into the moments you're missing in the moment screen and looking at them one by one. It's definitely a problem, as far as I know. So this won't have the multiplies, though. We're not simulating the multiplies right now, so these are, in Feud, these would actually be, like, at least 10. They would be 10, so this is super not accurate. I'm just kind of showing you. So that's like 44 mil with, but the 5 times bigger multiply is what we're missing, right? So that's not, you basically would double it. That would have been like 88 mil, and that wasn't a particularly good hit, so. That's okay, Vern, it happens. Yeah, it definitely happens. I am not all there today as well. So this is this moveset, but then we'll try and simulate the moment for those that don't have the Leo. You can use Brett. You can also use Roman, Rockin' Roman, as he's 30% purple gem damage, and then generate 3 more purples, because part of the problem is how many purples you generate and how they hit. You know what I mean? It's he can hit really hard sometimes if you catch a bunch of them if you have a good purple. But if we're simulating the moment, it would be more like Sherry, and then we need one more that we can't really get. This one definitely does some with the purple. I know what we can do to simulate it. We can use Priest and Leo, and that gets to the 5, and then you'd have an open trainer. I'll do that. Next one. So you'd get add-on whatever coach you had, not trainer. And also, you would want to put your multiplies around as many purples as possible, like that kind of thing. Or like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably the best area. Better chance of hitting those multiplies. And you can see that's 98 million. Right, and it's pretty simple to run. And with that, you can put the not Devon, Bubba Ray's glasses at 50% purple gem damage. But, and it hits even harder than that, because you get 1 times bigger multiply. So you can go, to get 5, we could go simulate it this way with Priest and Leo, and that would be the 5. Plus, you'd have a open coach slot. So you would hit at least this hard with an open coach slot. Is everybody following that? Does that make sense? Am I going too fast? Do I need to explain anything? Slow it down? Any of the above? Is everyone with me? Yeah, 95 million again. It's good stuff. Probably should be over 100 million most of the time with that open coach slot. Gotcha, Slim. That's fair. People not super talkative today. Maybe it's just me. That was not as good a hit, but still 68 mil. That's a pretty big miss. I think it's definitely runnable. And it's going to look better in Feud than we're showing here. But it's probably as close as I can get without actually being in Feud. What's up, Badkins? How you doing, bud? Much better board. We will be talkative when it comes to boss. Yeah. 86. He's very good. He's definitely very good. Okay. Slim is saying underdog story cascade, which is blacks. No, Dark Scorpio, not at all. $10 red gems. Interesting. The red would be good because of, yeah. What I wonder about, though, you know what I wonder about, actually? Other than who wrote the Book of Love? Is what if we... You're a Brock fan? What if we found a way to make the Purple Royal Rumble work with him? Nice, Spider Guard. Do you have a link? If you do, can you DM it to me and then I'll post it, because Automod will get you. But I'll post the Reddit link if you have it, Spider Guard. If not, no big deal. What about the Purple Royal Rumble plate, guys? Would that... Is there a way that we can make that work? So we could try... The Snowfall gems would do it for sure, but then we'd lose the multiply. Just let me look at this. I'm curious. I is curious. Then we lose the multiply, and that's kind of the whole point of the build. Actually, there's not a black and purple MP double trainer, right? I don't think there's a duel that's black and purple. Like a 2-in-1? Pretty sure there's not. I think we never got a lot of black MP ones. Whisper. Thanks, Spider Guard. I don't know if he's still here. Copy link address. I don't want to use a prop, Slim. I just want to see... I think we're still the same boat, but I'm just curious what we can hit. Doesn't really matter. Purple MP. What's up, Brother Ray? Either way, you need a middle lane, so let's just go purple gem damage here. I think Jacob is like 60%. The two. So 4. Your turn is 5. Santa's 6. Middle lane is 7. No, that wouldn't work. We need... What? I'm stupid. We need what's his face. My brain is also not working. Like this, and then this can be purple gem damage, and we can use Roman. The Purple Royal Rumble. What's that look like? Here. I don't have a lot of spots I like the Purple Royal Rumble at either, so if this is good, that could be interesting. Let's see. Top of the board, Snowfall down. This, I would think, would break 30 pretty easily, you'd think. Yeah, it's definitely going to break 30. Okay. No, that ain't it. Only 49. Okay, won't work that way. It's worth a thought. Not good enough. What's up, Rusty? How you doing? Not good enough. And the multiply gem is gonna totally depend on Cascade, I'm assuming, so I don't think it'll go off a lot. I love me some Dirty Dom. But it could be a backup potentially, I suppose. Just in case. But I don't think it'll really go off with generating 26. Oh, that's gonna go off this time. Let's see how often it procs. Yeah, because that was not even using any of the multiply trainers, 98 million. That's... I love Dom. Absolutely love Dom. Rusty knows this. I think in this case, Roman is definitely the trainer for the extra purples. Interesting. Tech Liv is amazing. I guess it depends what you like. I didn't really care for her, but that doesn't mean I'm right. It depends what you like. Yeah, I kind of like the Royal Rumble played on him with that too, just in case. So far it's 2 for 2 for procking. I wonder how consistently it will proc. Other than Muda, I don't have a lot of people I like the Purple Royal Rumble on either. And this is even without, this would be without the moment. So you add the moment on top of it, and then you're really cooking, I feel like. What do you guys think? Because this is essentially how hard he's hitting no moment. 3 for 3. Yeah, that'll work. Let me run a few more. I want to see how consistently that hits. Thoughts, guys? I mean, the multiply gems would be 5 bigger. No, this is with the strap. It's 100% gem damage in Fury 2s. Dobson. But we're not taking the 5 times multipliers into account. It would be a middle lane. But the moment gives 5 times bigger multiplies on those 21 multiply gems. This is a bad board for purples, so if we were going to miss, this would be the board. Seem to be pretty consistently popping it. That's pretty good. Things that make you go, Also, hopefully this isn't boring. This is what I do when I want to see, like, how potentially reliable or not reliable something is. I just have to run it a bunch of times to see. And this seems to be pretty reliable proc-wise. You like this, Slim? Yeah. Yeah, Dark Scorpio, they definitely can. Yep. Actually, Rusty, purple is a secondary gem type. I like 2-click with purple Royal Rumble almost as much as with yellow Royal Rumble. Goldberg is another spot where it's really good if you don't have a yellow. The 2-click build that generates yellows and then purples, it's 200 and like 200 or 210% to all gem damage types with the 2-click. So you get the yellow the first go, and then the Royal Rumble the second go, and it's his second best gem type. So you're sold, Wet Life? Yeah. I think this really works. Yeah, Andy's a great trainer on top of it. So I think we can do some stuff with Bron. And this was even without the NXT moment, right? In play. It's gonna hit And so far, yeah, if we didn't miss on that one, I don't think that one didn't even cascade. We haven't missed in like 6 tries. So I'm kind of feeling, I think Roman is key though to making this work, right? Roman is definitely key to making the Royal Rumble plate work. Those 3 extra purples are big, for sure. And yeah, I kind of like that. So this loadout, this would be the entourage, and then your multiply gems would be 5 times bigger. So that's probably hitting like, I bet that gets close to like 150. That set, I would bet, like in Feud. Let me try it with simulating the multiplies as well. Hold on, I need to screenshot this real quick. Yeah, Royal Rumble plates are really good. Really good. I still don't have a blue and a green, which I find quite annoying. Really? Awesome. Rockin' Roman was? That's awesome. I didn't know he was given away recently. That's dope. What do we call it? Royal Rumble. The like monthly login or whatever it is thingy. That thingy. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily planning on this working this well. With the Royal Rumble plate, so that's fun. And let's try and simulate the moment, but we may not get the Royal Rumble plate to proc this way. But this will give us a much better idea of his top end. Shards were in the, I got you. So if you were somewhat close, then you picked him up. Kind of thing. I got you, Rusty. The daily drop. I got you. Yeah, that's good. Blue and red. Hoping to get enough for purple this week. Yeah, Sean, right on. Yeah, this is good. I like this for Bron. So before we record the re-preview, I feel like we got the kind of the 3 sets going for him. Is there anything else you guys want to see on Bron? Congrats, Ty. Congrats very, very much. That looks like an excellent deal, honestly, as far as deals go, especially if you're close to them or missing all 3. So, like, if you're close shard-wise, what he's talking about is this Viva La Mania triple threat bag. You either get poster at a different, or their shards, right? So if you're within like 200 of Punk or Rollins or both, it seems like 200 shards of one of these 3, if you're missing all of them for $30 isn't a bad deal. To be honest, seems pretty good compared to a lot of deals if you're missing them. So I think that's not a horrible deal if you're close or you were chasing them shard wise, right? I do think that's not a horrible deal as far as our game goes. Not encouraging you to spend, but I feel like that's not terrible. Okay. He's Ty. Basically, the gear just frees up an MP trainer. He doesn't hit that much harder. He's still really good. You don't have the blue one, Rusty? Blue and green for me. Blue and green for me. I want the green one quite bad. Actually, I have a couple spots I want to try it and potentially use it. But I also want the blue one really bad. I think we kind of did the stuff with Bron. We did the things. So let's remove plates and then top up the plate currency. Spend more on pizza. That's can't go wrong with pizza, dude. You only have red and yellow. Red, the game decided to really hook me up with reds. I have three reds, not through trying. But I have 3 reds, 1 black, 3 reds, 1 or 2 purples, and 1 yellow. I can't get blue or green to save my life though. Oh, that's awesome, Ty. That's awesome, dude. What? What are you talking about, Dobson? The bonus was if you're talking about the 4.99 packs or whatever, and they gave them the steps out for free or whatever. So the people that bought the 4.99 packs all month got like 50 Cena shards of the new Cena HLR special edition. I don't know because I don't buy the 4.99 packs. I don't think they're worth it, to be honest, personally. So I don't buy them. So I have no idea if the 50 shards were sent out or not. I'm assuming that's what you mean. In-game message? Yeah, it's only if you purchased all of them. The 10 million points were during Feud at the Battlegrounds contest. You know that you needed like 300 million to max. You would have got them during Feud. What's up, B-Rock? How you doing with your name? Nice, Mr. Junior. Congrats. How do you get SE? How are you about to get S? Oh, you mean the other one? I got you. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, in-game claim on the weekend. Thanks, Sean. I didn't have the 4.99, so I didn't know. Thanks, Rusty. There you go. It was in the store over the weekend. What's up? Great. Appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I don't buy that pack myself because feed steps isn't a big deal for me. No, we're not doing Showboat Seth gameplay. We're doing a re-preview on Bron. And then we're going to talk some boss battle, and then we'll see what we can do after that as time allows. So, yeah. Also be thinking of who you guys might want to see re-preview next. I think Braun is kind of a useful one. I think a couple things I know weren't around or I didn't do in my preview, for sure, with Braun. Gotcha, Dobson. Okay. Yeah, it was for people that bought it. People that bought it. I don't think so, Rusty. I mean, like, if Ray's your best Hall of Famer, it helps, I guess, if you're doing that build set. But, like, in your case, if I wouldn't. Like, I mean, if you wanted to have it, sure. But, like, it's not, I don't think it's a big deal. One gear is the important gear for Ray. Second gear is not nearly as important. In my opinion, again. Absolutely, Slim. Absolutely. Agreed. So let me go this, put my little move sets up. That right here. This changed around. Actually, let's do it on this screen so we can keep chat up for you guys. So I'll work around it. Right on, great. Where did I save these screenshots? Right here. Did I take one of his strap yet? No. Probably should do that. So we're just going to show the bleed set, how it doesn't scale. Not going to play it. But we'll show that it doesn't scale. That can go right there. Start with that. Then we're going to run this build second, which is kind of funky for sure. Feel free to type in chat when I'm running the second build, you guys that run it a different way. Big Jim. We need a Big Jim poster. I actually really agree with that. Dark Scorpio, I would love. Hey, we'll have to nominate it, Rusty. Have to nominate it at the end of the stream. I would be quite okay with a re-preview on Hall of Fame Pulley if that's what one wins the vote. Because there's a bunch of stuff that helps him now, including the Red Royal Rumble. And then we have this build here with the traditional multiply one without the gem chucker. And then finally we have this one with Roman. So like that. And let me just get a picture of his strap and then we can do a re-preview. And I will, like I said, leave chat so you guys can comment. I might not be able to respond to chat while recording super well. Don't worry about that. I have trouble chewing gum and walking at the same time, so you know me and matching gems, how much I struggle while talking to begin with. So, strap. That's what. Put it and crop the strap. Put up a boop. Save as JPEG. On strap. Okay, now let's put that on the screen. I don't believe there has been, Mr. Junior. I asked if there was any information about contests. As per usual, I have nothing to share on my Tuesday streams, so I'll just go about my business, doing my stuff that hopefully is somewhat useful content, with no news to debut per usual on Tuesdays. It's the boring stream. It fits me. Yeah, Rusev did just return. Interested to see how that goes in game and in WWE. Collecting moment coins? Yeah, feud, Rusty. If you feud, you'll have more moment coins than you know what to do with. I have an infinite amount of moment coins. I have more than I could ever spend. I could level every moment and then some. Because all you have to do is feud and get all the feud bags of disappointment that give you duplicate moments over and over and over and over and over. So, but I only level very few moments anyway. But I have so many moment coins, it's not funny. Also, you can look at prize walls, Rusty, and just buy duplicate moments when it's dirt cheap. A lot of times on the weekend, they have like throwaway. Of course, the weekend wall isn't here. They have throwaway currency on the weekends. Just buy a bunch of them um, on there, and they auto convert. I have every moment maxed. I believe it. One true. I believe it. Live Dom moment. It's a good one. Feud bags of disappointment. Yeah, so this weekend I maxed and everything was horrible. Except the guaranteed 150 strap was a modern technician. I really hope I love Alistair Black, so I'm excited for big things there. Hopefully. If you're talking about when I was doing CSS with a lineup of 4 people or 5 people and 150k, absolutely correct, Gumsy. You're not wrong, but I wasn't running a feud lineup. I was doing my CSS. So it wasn't good when you're winning with 6-star bronzes or 6-star silver Biancas, and you have to cycle it a couple times. But yes, you are correct. We did team up while I was running my CSS, and you weren't that much slower. Okay. Let's do this. So, what's up, Restate? Just about to hit record on Braun. Got a few different things we're gonna run on his re-preview. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. Let me set up for this one second. And his big one third. So let's do this one. Actually, this one isn't good without the plates, so we might as well put the plates on it. And then to simulate the moment with this one, we were using Andre. Oops, whatever. Here. Of course it's bugged. Why not? Second. Oh. I hope they fix that soon. I find that very annoying. The trainer bug. And we can talk some boss and potentially run other people after boss, so. Okay, this is just to simulate the moment. This is the equivalent of what we'd be running for this one. I'm just trying to get the first build set up, because we're just going to show the bleed and how crappy it is, so there's no point in running it. That's what we're going to do with that. So snowfalls. Odds are I'm going to mess this one up completely when I do it, because I will cascade for sure, because it's me. But, okay. Okay, I think. Who's that, Mr. Junior? I think I'm ready. All right, let's do it. Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. Live on the official Champs channel today, doing a re-preview of Bron Breaker. So a couple things. First, I do want to address the moveset you're looking at on the right there. That's his bleed moveset. It's not good, and I thought I would show you how not good it is. So those are like Apollo, 100% bleed there, Santa to get the 2 charges loaded, and Woods. That gets the bleed to 3 million damage for 1 turn. Against the gold, you're going to have to hit the bleed like 20 times, so it's completely not viable. So literally that's just up there to show you the bleed isn't viable. 3 million bleed at 2 MP. You'd run out of red gems way before you'd ever get there. So at gold, you're never going to run this moveset. So we got that covered. We'll just throw that one right out the door. Bye. So what if you don't have Mellow? Can you run something with Bron? I think the answer is yes, sort of, but it's dangerous-ish. I'll show you what I mean. So a couple things to take into account. The NXT moment helps him out a ton. We're looking at here, it adds 5 extra multiply strength. That's the big one for this particular moveset. And then the other moment doesn't really help this one at all. In fact, it basically doesn't. So there's that. But the NXT one definitely helps this one, and the other one helps the build sets we're going to run later with 50% more purple gem damage. So now that that's out of the way, let's kind of take a look at this. To make this one work, we are going to need 2 plates. We're going to need the break red, get black skill plate. Right here. Eye of the Tiger. And then we are going to need, I forgot which ultimate plate I had on. The Black Royal Rumble you don't need, but it adds 50% more gem damage, so that's the one we're going to use. You could also use a Royal Rumble plate here if you wanted to, but this is available in the Showdown store, 250,000 currency. The daily Showdown, you just need to wait for it to rotate through, save up your coins, and you can grab one of those. It's going to add actually 100% extra black gem damage for the way we're running this, okay? Entourage is going to be Sting, Butch, and NWO Hogan, and you're going to notice there's an open slot. That's because we're going to simulate the moment. Which gives 5 multiply strength. So we're simulating with Andre and Leo for the 5 multiply. And this is going to be NWO Hogan for matchy match. So this will give you an idea what you'd hit with the moment, but also with an open coach slot. So hopefully that makes sense. So this is a little bit tricky. If you cascade, it won't work. If you don't cascade, though, you can get it off on turn 1. So you're going to start with 1 black MP, and with NWO Hogan 2-3 red matches, recharges the red. And gives you 3 black MP from the skill plate. And this wouldn't be loaded yet, so we need to break 3 more reds. And then set up a row break on the top row. Let's do here, 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 like that. Now, if we don't cascade, you would be loaded. Perfect. Put out your snowfall gems. Bap. And then put out your multiply gems like so. Boop. And then swipe. And that's 79 million damage, gem damage reduced. So if you have Mellow, you still can get him turn 1, but it is a lot finickier and trickier. But that does work. Obviously, that's not my preferred style, but I did discover that while playing him today, so that was good. So this is the common build for him that most people run, except instead of Brett, usually they're running like Leo, you know, potentially, but you can run Brett too. You can also run Powerhouse Roman. But this is pretty much the big build set that people run with him, with a middle lane in Feud. It does require a middle lane. Middle lanes have been a lot more friendly lately to obtain, so I think it's worth showing his middle lane builds because of how hard he can hit. It does require Mellow and 17k Santa. I don't have it saved because I'm, you know, lame like that. So let's just throw those trainers on. Mellow, Woods, Santa, and then finally Brett. Now, as you can see though, we still would have the 5 multiply gems from the moment. So to simulate that, the moment, we're going to go with Priest for 2 and Leo for 3 for 5, right? So this would be simulating what you're looking at on the right side of the screen in Feud. It would hit a little bit harder in Feud, but this would simulate potentially what you're doing in Feud. Also, with the plates we're currently running, they're doing nothing. So we'll just go ahead and take those off. And the plate you would be able to use in place of these would be the Bubba's glasses, purple. It would give you 50% extra gem damage. Not huge, but that's one plate you could use. There's also another one that you can use, and I'm going to show you that build next. After this, we'll just open up these so we have them. Okay. Primary plate on this one, I wouldn't really use one. I wouldn't worry about it. Clay is saying something. If you are seeing this, please call my parents, Mherex. Oh my gosh, Clay! Clay, you're crazy, but that made me laugh, so well done, sir. Now let's see if it totally broke my train of thought as well. Probably. Anyway, you could use the, you know what? You can get it in the Showdown store. Let's just go ahead and slap it on. Bubba's glasses, 250,000 currency. So let's do it. Whenever you activate a purple move, increase your purple gem damage by 50%. Let's just go ahead and put it on. Why not? So you're seeing the damage approximately on the right. Of course, in Feud, it would hit a little bit harder. Yeah, don't ask me, great. Clay's a little crazy, but I like him. We won't hold it against him. So the one thing to know with Bron is the purple multiply gems with the buff are huge, but you don't always connect all of them, right? And when I say they're huge, I mean like each one is 6.1 million here. Again, they'd be better in Feud. This does not look like a friendly board. I have a bad feeling about this one. Let's see what happens. Ah, that was actually great. That's 126 million, right? Bron can absolutely get it done, and that was not a favorable board, but we did get a really nice proc. So 126 million from Bron, 3 really easy clicks, fantastic striker, super fast as well. So there's that. I think let's run it one more time because I feel like that was a really good hit, and I don't want to quite skew your perception. Because we got most of the multiply gems there. Again, in Feud, you're gonna do better just because of the moment, the way it is. But there we missed a bunch more, and it was still 96 million. So most of the time, I think you can figure you're probably gonna do close to 100 million with that build set. I think that's pretty fair. But another thing that was pretty interesting that we found messing around with is he has a Royal Rumble build now too. So if you're sort of worried about missing potentially, where is that one right here? Let me turn this back on. You can run a purple Royal Rumble plate. You would want to run Roman for that build. Just so you have I think I ran it 6 or 7 times. Chat might know how many. But we proc the Royal Rumble plate every single time, so it's super consistent. So that probably means I won't proc it here, to be honest. And this one, we don't need to simulate anything because it would all be ready to go, right? So we can just run his normal build set with the Royal Rumble because we're not... Actually, I lied. What am I talking about? We still have the multiply gems. I'm stupid. Ignore me. So let's go ahead and simulate that moment. Changed my mind. But you want the purple gems for the Royal Rumble to go off. Let's put that on. Purple Royal Rumble. Not a ton of great spots for it. Muda's really good, and Goldberg's really good for Purple Royal Rumble if you don't have yellow for Goldberg. Purple definitely will get it done. So bronze another possibility if you like if for some reason 90 100 million isn't enough for you, you want to go a little bit slower, hit a little bit harder, you absolutely can do this. And also it minimizes the misses on the multiply gems a little bit. Sounds like a life of luxury. Just keep him there. Oh my gosh, XGC. That's amazing. You can see we proc the Purple Royal Rumble, no problem. We get all but one of the multiply gems, 133 million. I'll go ahead and run that once more. I think Bron, very underrated striker, get a ton of damage, doesn't necessarily need plates, does need a middle lane for the last 2 build sets, but you can still run him with the first one without Santa even. So there's some options here, and he's one, I think he's amazing to get because his trainer is simply phenomenal. Dual MP trainer. They allow you to do things that you can't do without them, period, in the game. So he's a must-have trainer in my opinion, like 10 of 10, perfect trainer. You want him no matter what. But he's also really, really good as a fighter too. So it's not going to be wasted. As you can see, he still can more than get it done as a fighter a few different ways. And that's another 130 million. So I think we're going to call that a re-preview for Bron. Don't sleep on him as a fighter either, guys. He can absolutely get it done. But if you have an affiliation, it might be worth it to affiliate him too. So let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there. Where are my dogs at? Let's hear some barking. Woof, woof, woof. That's a pretty weak bark. Don't judge me. Okay. Boom. Re-preview done. What did you think, guys? Solid effort? Decent, he's pretty decent, right? I think he's pretty decent. Anyone surprised what Bron can hit for today? Sure, Clay. Sure. Sure. You expect me to believe that? And what if you came in the middle of that? Anyone want to talk about anything in particular? Bron, anything else? You know, the world is your oyster, as it were. Assuming I answer you, but I might not. Depends. I don't have mellow zoned you out. You do know I did a non-mellow build, right? Z-Live re-preview? We can put that up to vote. Restate if you like. Absolutely. I think Braun is definitely faster, XGC. I think Braun's definitely faster. Don't think it's that close, to be honest. It's this one, Clay. Right here, it's a bit tricky. But I think we hit for like 73-ish mil. If I'm not mistaken, turn 1. But there is cascade risk. And that was without a coach. Yeah, I don't like Z-Live, but I really didn't like Trickster Hogan, and we re-previewed that. So that's definitely one. Let me start writing down suggestions, because we'll vote towards the end of the stream on who we re-preview. So I will write Zombie Live down as a suggestion. Give me 1 second. Let me open up WordPad. I like that one. Restate. Okay. Actually, Google Docs works. It's faster. All right. Powerhouse Live. Who did Rusty say earlier, guys? Oh, yeah, Hall of Fame Foley. All right. Any other nominations for later? For re-preview? You're freaking hilarious, by the way, Clay. You can just kind of throw them out there as we stream goes along as well. Zombie Live, I think, is a decent one because there's a bunch of extra stuff since then. Gumsy, you troll. Who wanted to see actually, we're gonna look at boss stuff first. What do we got? It's only 3:45. We got lots of time. Lots of time. So in between throwing out re-preview nominations, later in the stream if there's time, Derek. And nope, and they're not. So again, I'll just discard the troll ones. So you can say them. It's just not going to happen. There will be no troll re-previews. I'm not interested in playing horrible cards. There's no reason to play them nowadays. So, you know, somebody that you think could potentially be really good with the right stuff. That wasn't there when they released is the idea behind it. So you're welcome to say the troll stuff, but it's not going to happen. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm not that cool. So boss, in between re-preview nominations, we can talk about boss. We got blue gems. We got multiply gems. Hall of Fame angle? Sure. You do Hall of Fame angle. He definitely has a lot of stuff that's came out that helps him. We can put that on the list. How do you beat Live with Lyra? Just use a plate and a couple MP down props. It's pretty easy. I won at 5-star gold. But if you're talking about the tag team tour thingy here, wherever it is, this one. We did get Hall of Fame right yesterday. We can put him on a re-preview too. Lots of stuff that helps him. So Live, basically, I just used a basic strap. I didn't even use an ultimate. So if you're talking about Watch Me Live, right, this one, I beat it at 5-star gold. I think I used 4 props total. You run her this way. You can have the kick out there just in case, but you just use these 2 moves. And you use a green to blue plate. So whichever one is the green to blue. And then you just take down all move damage people for green move damage, and then you just hit this over and over. Yeah, Lyra's fine. Oh, how do you win with Lyra? Oh, well, that should be super easy. Just don't use MP up, dude. Uh, just spam the gems. So you don't use any of the MP up stuff. Increase your red, you don't use this. Increase your blue, don't use that. You can do the column break move. You can use the choose. You can spam red gems. In fact, red is the way you would do it, because you can increase your red gem damage right here. It would be super easy. With these two, use these two moves. And then you don't even need a plate, right? You got to just, yeah, these two moves should win no problem. Where's the MP increase? I don't, I'm not using an MP increase. I heard the reversal. We're not using MP increase. So what's the problem? There is no MP increase here. Yeah, just these two moves. You can use the choose if you want to load the blue with the choose. You don't want to use dual MP trainers, but yeah, that should be no problem. Vyra's super good. There's a ton of different stuff she can do. There's also the per column break moveset that you could use as well. So boss, blue gems, multiply gems, leech gems, you're going to basically ignore. They're worthless. And then the debuff as per usual. Boss does damage. Boss turns the whole board into botch gems, so you can't leave your stuff out for turn 2. There's a 250 gem shield that does damage. You can remove that with neutralize, maybe the buff. No, it doesn't look like it. And then there's unfreeze. So absolutely, Derek. Agreed. Hall of Fame Ray would be a good one. I would be happy to do that, actually. That would be an awesome one. So hopefully it wins the vote. Because you are absolutely correct. Everyone has Hall of Fame Ray now. Um, so who do you guys like for Blue Boss? Who's everyone like? I like Powerhouse Ray for Blue Boss. I like Grayson Waller for Blue Boss. I like Sammy for Blue Boss. I'll just start at Focused. Waller's really good. Yep, absolutely. JD McDonough. We'll start at Focused. That was my bad. So Sammy, Ilya's got a blue move damage set, actually. If I'm not mistaken, a pretty good one. JD McDonough absolutely is going to be huge. Ilya's got the blue gem buff, right? 20 pyros into blue. And increase your blue gem damage by 450%. No plates, so keep that in mind. Right? So Ilya's pretty good. Steel Cage. Apparently we're never going to use plates in boss again. Whatever. Right? It is what it is. I'm kind of over that, though. Like, honestly. All right, Sean. It's copy and paste. Copy and paste. So Waller. Who else is good in blue here? And definitely JD McDonough. He'll be one of the better ones. Just 2-click over and over with the buff. Be great at the shield. I'm going to run McDonough in my focus slot because it's so easy. Even a caveman could do it. Just run these two. When this one fills, hit that one as well when it fills naturally. Or you could start it with props to fill it if you really wanted to. It's up to you. Um, yeah, McDonough will be great. That's who I will use in focus for sure. Just because he's so simple. Um, who else you guys like in focused? I think those are probably the big ones. Yeah. Ilya, Waller, McDonough. I think most people will have those. Some, well, not Ilya necessarily, but McDonough and Waller. Most people should have those. So, but I like McDonough in the focus slot personally. Ease of use, awesome on the shield. Right, you can just spam the blue move over and over. He's tailor made for it. Hall of Fame Brett. Okay. Sure. Powerhouse Hogan's always good at aggressive, especially for shields. Wild cards, you're gonna catch some blues. So love Powerhouse Hogan, like always. Um, blue gems, huh? I mean, Taker won't be amazing, but you know, he does do some blue gems, not a lot, but he does do some, and he can grow his damage, and there's not a lot in here. So Ray, you know, Ray, Taker. Uh, oh, Ray will if you have Ray Gold, Ray is insane. Blue is like the one for him. Um, just FYI, if you didn't know, absolutely the one for him. With the funky, especially if you have his gear, it makes it super easy to do. You can get the 20 Juggernaut gems out, and it's like 800% gem buff. And you can also get the multiply gems out. Ray will probably turn one it. It's a lot going on, but he will probably turn one it. Right, he'll probably turn one it because you're gonna have an 800% gem boost. So yeah, it's gonna be if he doesn't turn one, it'll be close. To be honest, gear just makes it way easier. So you hit this, you throw these out, you hit this again, you put your multiplies out somewhere in there, and you swipe twice. Technically, you put your multiply gems out first so they don't get overwritten, and then you swipe twice. This goes off 800% blue gems. Then you make the whole board blue, right? Into the times 15 multiply gems or bigger because of your trainers. So they're boosted by blue, they're boosted by multiply, 800% buff, raised nuts. He will be crazy, this boss. Absolutely crazy. Who you guys like blue here? Trying to think who I like blue here. Funk. Terry Funk will hit hard AF. Absolutely. D'Lo hits pretty hard on blue too, yeah? D'Lo, Terry Funk. Um, does Roman do blue? I don't know that he does. I don't have him. Well, I have him, but I haven't just got him recently. Haven't leveled him, so. Orton will be good. Seth? Sure. Yeah, Seth will work. Frey guy. D'Lo, definitely. Mm-hmm. Funk, D'Lo. Yep, Dude Nader will be good. Absolutely. Yep. New Seth. Is he focused? Is he in here somewhere? There is New Seth. Yep, yep. Hard to keep the board full. Sean hits pretty hard, though, as well. The 1 MP move that because they don't refill, but Sean's probably okay, but hard to keep fill. Yeah. It's just hard because you don't get the 1 MP for your turn. Julius you can use, absolutely you can use Julius. Blue's a good boss color. Long story short, I don't think you guys should have trouble, especially with the shield being multicolor. I don't think we should have trouble with this boss. Blue's a good color. And then finally in this slot, who you guys like for blues? In defensive. He's okay. Is there any big blue guy in defensive? I don't know that there is. I don't think there's anyone massive. Nope. Yeah, defensive, I don't think there's anyone super great blue-wise. LA's okay, but that's about it. Yep, Leech, but I don't know how great Leech is. You could maybe use him triple blue, maybe, I don't know, but double blue as it were in this case, or, you know, just to get loaded, then double blue. I mean, you could use this. The Leech gems are pretty beefy. So at defensive, probably they're all gonna stay there from the subs. So that's actually not a bad shout. Usually leeches are pretty big. Special ones are pretty big traps. But I mean, by the seconds, you know, you're gonna have 40 leech gems out. Yeah. No, I can. Yeah, defensive. I can go with that. And then you're gonna make them blue as well. So that works. After the first time, you're like fully loaded, or you could just start it for 2 cycles the whole way and not even, you know what I mean? You could start with like 6 blue MP and you know 7 with this and then hit that. Bunch of different ways you can do it. New Jesse does do blue, but like let's face it, if you're a whale and you got Jesse gold already, you're not going to use Jesse, right? So, yeah. I like Cena. Jabroni, yeah, Leech, that could work. Yeah, he'd be a good helper. He's gonna break a bunch of gems too. Really good in there. But I bet Penta's gonna be awesome against the boss as well. Yes, that's usually how these work. I knew what you meant, Jabroni. Yep, I knew you meant Cena. I like Cena in this slot. Just throwing it out there. Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I don't know. You guys think? I think that's the bulk of it. What kind of questions, if any, do you? This boss seems really straightforward. I mean, it's the easiest boss in general. When the shield can be all colors. At this point, I mean, everyone should have somebody with unfreeze leveled at focused, right? Austin for Leech, Striker Austin. Okay, all right. I can see him being decent. Sure. He'll break a bunch of gems. Not bad in the defensive slot. Sure. I can work with that, Ty. Yeah, I can work with that. He'll bring something to the table. This should be a boss that I think most people can handle. You should have if you don't have damage, you should be breaking a bunch of gems, right? Just don't bring somebody completely worthless to the table and you should help your team out. But I think I mean, like, JD McDonough is going to be one of the better ones, and like everybody just about has him. Well, let me put it this way: if your faction's clearing boss battle, then I think everyone, uh, pretty much is going to have McDonough on your faction. Maybe you don't have him leveled, but I think he'll be really really strong and super good. And then like Funk and D'Lo, a lot of people have them. They're both going to hit really really hard. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty blue is in general a pretty friendly color. A lot of people have Cena now, Chain Gang Cena. He's helpful. As long as you bring, like, literally bring a neutralize, not a neutralize, an unfreeze and some healing, I think you're good. It's added after the, it's boosted after I think it's after the boss slim, so they're still multiplicative. So your multiplicative boss buff is also your gem buff is also multiplicative. So you can just add it to the whatever table for you. But it's just it's the buffs are exponentially big off of the boss buff, so it's just another multiplier. So it doesn't really matter when you calculate it. If my understanding of the math is right, it's just a multiply, and they multiply. So instead of additive. Yep, it does tie. Everything counts in boss. It's just how it's added. Everything is additive except the character buffs are multiplicative. Okay, so math-wise, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's say uh you have a 300% buff um on JD gem buff, and this is a 300% buff. Yeah, exactly, Slim. Uh-huh. They're just both multiplicative, right? So it doesn't really matter. It's just 300% and 300%, as it were, right? So, I mean, you're still multiplying. Doesn't matter if you take, let's say, 700 times 3 and then times it by 3, you get 6,300. Or if you take, 700 by by 6, you get the same, right? Like, it's the same. Maybe I don't explain that right or well, but yeah. Yep, yep. And double check everything, Slim, because you fine tune it, right? Like you do the numbers, but double check it. I'm like 99.5. So I could potentially be wrong on that, but I'm about 99.5. That's how it is. So I've never like done hard math on it like you do, so it doesn't hurt to double check any of that. I just more ballpark, you know how I am, right? I know I can estimate that way and get me in the ballpark, which is where I want to be. Sometimes I estimate a slightly lower because I'd rather be lower than high, but yeah. So, and it's great if you can get this one into, but I don't know that it'll be needed when you can just double buff so quickly. Is it possible to get 3 cycles in, you guys think? I don't know if it's possible to get 3 cycles. Well, I think you can get 2 full cycles and then a 5th click, maybe. Yeah, I think so, Vern. That's what the early indications are. When I know more, I'll tell you. Let me double check since I've been streaming. And let's see. I don't think there's anything concrete yet. Doesn't look like anything concrete yet. I would assume, based on the early leak, Vikes. I don't know that for sure. Drip review. Not yet, Gumsy. Not yet. Not yet. What's this? Oh, okay. Nothing important. I was just checking Discord. Yep. Once we're done with boss, we can mess around with whatever. We're making really good time, so. Yeah, it would be a 1 month if somebody did 1 month unless they did a 6 month, so. Yeah. No, it leaked and it said like get power, like earn points for penta era penta shards or whatever in the thing. bike, so yeah, I'm assuming it's Penta. Mystery Superstar is showing Trickster, but I can't imagine we would get a Penta that's a Trickster first. I gotta assume it's an Acrobat and it's Penta for boss, but who knows. Should be tomorrow, Gumsy, and yesterday I had a bad migraine. So assuming I'm not having a migraine tomorrow at my normal time on my channel. Yeah. So, any more questions about boss, you guys think? Like, do you need to see builds for some of the people we talked about? You guys feel pretty... I mean, I think they're all pretty straightforward for the most part. Ray is the only one that isn't. Gear makes it significantly easier to run. You put your multiplies out, you throw these out, you hit this, you throw these out again, and then you swipe twice. Migraines are the worst. Yep. So he's really the only funky one, but he should hit insane. JD McDonough is just a simple, easy answer. I think the blue's ton of good options. I feel like this should be one of the easier bosses for people because the shield isn't a specific color. Long as you got an unfreeze, I think a lot of factions can beat this one. Because JD is not like particularly paywalled or anything, right? No plates, because, you know, we hate plates in boss battle, apparently. And when I say we, I mean Scopely, not you guys and me. I mean, but for his first one, you have to assume M Jr. that it's an acro, right? Yeah, I feel like the first poster of a high flyer has to be an acro, but you never know. It's Scopely, right? That sucks, IK. Yeah, they're bad. I don't like them. So, I guess if there's no more boss questions, we have an entire 50 minutes to mess around with whatever you guys want to see on this account. So, what do you guys want to see? If anything. I can make it happen. Dude, I hope we get it sucks. He must not have a legend deal or something. I want Kidman so bad. He was one of my favorites. That's true, M Jr. That's true. Knowing Scopely will be a powerhouse. Fair enough, Eagles. Kidman was actually my favorite of the WCW cruiserweights. I don't know why. I always loved Kidman. There were so many good WCW cruiserweights that's almost like sacrilege. With just the Tama plate, Elski? Or do you want to see it with It's a Trap too? He is a producer, absolutely, which is even more surprising why he isn't. But I know for sure that's a no for Ben, a no from WWE. They have asked and been denied to put him in the game. So I'm assuming he doesn't have a contract with a video game clause in it. It's a Trap as well? Yeah, absolutely. She rocks that way. She's my favorite. Dean Malenko was great. Juventud was great. I loved them all, Vikes, but yeah. Is that, I think you're probably right, Telvin. I felt like he was the only one doing that. And like, I don't know. I love a good mid-tier jobber. I love Disco Inferno Eagles, I'm not gonna lie. I would mark out for Disco Inferno, as stupid as that is. Absolutely would. Alex Wright, I think a lot of people would like for another not super popular guy necessarily. Kind of mid-carder. I think people would love Alex Wright. I'll try Stewart after this. We can try. I don't know. I've never tried that. Norman Smiley was actually kind of really good. I'd be down with Norman Smiley. I think a lot of people would like Norman Smiley, actually. Also, it's kind of surprising we don't have Fit Finley as well, right? Norman and Fit? I think Fit works with them too, right? All those guys. I mean, ECW month would slay. I mean, even if it was the ECW guys we already had, right? Like a month with, I mean, Eddie was ECW. Foley, freaking Austin was in ECW for a while, right? Like, RVD. Like literally, you could do a bunch of like if it's a license issue, I'd take an ECW month with all the guys we already have, even right with ECW more of them. I'd be down with it. I also, and this is not related. I would love a Canyon or Mortis in the game too. He's not ECW as far as I know, but Canyon or I would love Canyon in the game. I say that all the time. Okay, I forgot who I'm running this for. Um, do you who do you want to see this with trainer wise? Do you want to see the 2-click version? Stevie Richards would be dope, especially since I started watching his podcast a lot. I would be so down with Stevie Richards. Do you want to see the 2-click version with Mello? I don't know if you're able to run that. Sandman, Raven. I loved Raven. In WCW, ECW didn't matter. I loved Raven. Right on, Vikes. What's up, Copperhead? How you doing, bud? Feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. It hasn't been that long, but how are you, Copperhead? 2-click is good. All right, bud. So we need Santa right here. I personally, um, if you got the It's a Trap, then run Brett. Saturn, yeah. I kind of doubt it, JB Dog. Whatever kind of deal he had with WWE is not in place anymore. So he would have to like re-up with them. He's a DNU, do not use, right? So like he's one I shouldn't even play on this stream, for example. Knoxville is definitely not able to be gotten anymore. For what sometimes WWE decides who they can still like you they can still do stuff with indie. I don't know for how long, but WWE makes those calls, not Scopely. Dude, El Grande Americano, I seriously think people would like pop for. He is so freak. That whole bit is freaking hilarious, man. What name is she wrestling under in TNA? Wesley's okay still, yeah. Wesley's still okay. If you got the NXT moment and some good stuff, you can still get some things done. Is she wrestling as Indy Hartwell or does she have a different ring name? So that was 72 million on a non-technician. 2-click. She's still indie, okay. I hear Steph, and all I'm thinking now is Stephanie Vaquer. She is freaking awesome. Obviously, technicians, it's way harder, but Bliss is pretty dope, 2-click. Probably Eagles, yeah. Yeah, that's really good, right? That's really good, 2-click. Considering primary, you want to use her against technicians first, and if you have to fall back, you're still doing 70 plus with this setup. I love her. She's super good. Is there anything else you want to see with her? I haven't watched LFG, no. But watching the two matches Stephanie has had on, I think it was both of them were Raw, right? Crowd's totally been into it. You know, this is awesome. Chance a bunch, like she's gonna be big star on the main roster. I think. I mean, she's awesome in general, though. So She pops off the screen. She's got the hit factor. You're good? Yeah, she's awesome, Elski. And then somebody said BPP. You want to see it with the leech plate and what else? B. Oh, yeah. I'll show you, Sean. I could have just switched over to my Alexa just as easily, because she's all ready to go. Right there. It's a trap and Tama plate, Sean. So you can just swap the strap between her and Dragon. They're both use the same strap. In your case, Sean, because I know you like using Dragon. So exact same setup, just swap between Dragon and Alexa as far as the strap goes in these trainers. I don't know about TNA. I can't hardly keep up with WWE wrestling. So one promotion is all I have time to keep up with, and then half the time I'm struggling to keep up. Okay, BPP time, Steward. So we'll go to BPP, triple purple anniversary plate, and then I'm assuming Bubba's glasses ultimate. Even if you don't have it, you can get that in the Showdown store. 250,000 currency. You just need to wait for it to show up and then get 250,000 Showdown currency, but should only take a few months. So not the end of the world if you don't have one. You can put it at the top of your list. We're going to run 100% strap. What do you got for trainers that you want to see? Yes, please. Okay. Let me get that set up. Perfect. Leech plate. Bubba's glasses. Honestly, BPP is one, because you can also use a Purple Royal Rumble. He might not be a bad re-preview as well, that we could add to the list too, because there's definitely a lot of stuff for him that's came out since then. So we could probably just put him on the list too, because people might want to see that in video form as well. I'll just add him. We can vote at the end. It's for fun. Although you're going to see most of it right here. Decrease juggernauts. This rose. We're 6 MP. 6 MP, so good charge. So we would want this pool. I'm just going to use mellow, but it would be wood. Same difference. You know what I mean? Just save me the time of searching. You'll want this Brett for sure. And then Zombie Orton. Do you have Zombie Orton? He's probably the hardest one in that equation. For sure the hardest one in that equation. Z Orton has not been an easy get. So hopefully you have Z Orton because he makes a big difference. Yeah? Okay. What's up, Theory Brute? How you doing, bud? I wish you well, my friend. I wish you well. Good luck. I'm always curious about anniversary plate interactions when I haven't used them before. On moves like this, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Because sometimes the order juggernauts matters. I just want to make sure they go out. Couldn't tell. I didn't think I'd be able to tell. But let's see what it hit for. We'll know. 64? Right. Not as much as I would like. Let me try and reverse the order of the multiply, or those just in case, because I can't tell. The realistic theories for next MLC? I mean, no. I have no idea, actually. I mean, it's probably too early for a SummerSlam MLC, right? There'll be, because the next, we got Backlash coming, so yeah, that was pretty meh. For all the stuff on it. Leech Plate, Striker Austin is my favorite spot, Steward. Yeah, it does at the end. Yeah, I think it's broke Vern. I have noticed that, yes. New characters, a new Orton would be awesome. I would be down with a new Orton for sure. Yeah, SummerSlam probably starts July. You know, they could actually do a Mania Backlash if they wanted to do a Backlash theme MLC, because Mania is so big and there's a lot of stuff happening at Backlash. It looks like I could see like a Backlash theme. Um, so honestly, I think let's see, that hit a little harder, but not much. 69 is still not great. What's up, Arg? Um, do you have a Purple Royal Rumble too, Stuart? I mean, the ladies, they can just give me basically every lady on the NXT roster and I would be happy. I don't think it's going to happen, but if we got Penta, we'll probably get Phoenix soon, I would imagine, as well. Let's try a Purple Royal Rumble then. That's going to be not super fast, but maybe if you're a BPP mark, worth it. Also, I am not 100% sure the multiply gems are going out because it's too fast, I can't tell. Nice, Arg. Oh, that was... What am I doing? What did I just do? Why did I do that? Habit. Because the moves aren't in the right order. Let's try that again. It goes too fast even on slow, Steward, so I can't tell. Well, because I'm dumb, Mr. Junior. Next question. I kind of feel like they're not, Steward, so we'll just take the plate off, the anniversary plate, after we hit a couple and see what we get. Yes, we absolutely can. I want to get a baseline with the Purple Royal Rumble. Exactly, M Junior. Exactly. Now you got it. So, 84 million on that. That's much better. That was pretty good second board, though. I kind of don't think so, that it's going off, but I could be wrong. The multiply gem should be big enough that we would notice a substantial dip if it's not. Like, yeah, exactly. This is what not to do. Don't play like Mherex. So, because there's 8, that's 64 extra purple gems, it should be adding at least 20 million. If it's working, it should be adding at least 20 million. So I kind of think it's not. If this hits for 60 million, then we know, right? Should be adding at least 20 mil. It's like a board and a half of purple gems. If the anniversary's working. In fact, I'm positive it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. That's 88. 100% doesn't work. So, yeah. He can go with the Purple Royal Rumble still, and you no reason to waste the anniversary plate. Does not work. 100% doesn't work. One of the better spots for the Purple Royal Rumble, I suppose. Number one still probably Muda, but it takes forever. Goldberg if you don't have the yellow. Bron Breaker, pretty good spot for the purple. Striker Braun, as we saw. And BPP, another good spot for the purple. That's at least 4 where the purple's pretty decent. You could win with that. It's a little bit low. You know, that's having everything. It's a little lower than I'd like. I feel like he's one moment away from being really strong again, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I could see them releasing a moment when we get another Bron Breaker. Also, that would not surprise me to get a new Bron Breaker anytime soon. right? A new Bron Breaker wouldn't surprise me. I think that's also right on him, Junior. I think we haven't got a Bianca for a while. That wouldn't surprise me. Um, who else haven't? EO, where the heck is the second EO Sky? I mean, ladies champion now, that's way overdue. We definitely could use the new EO Sky for sure at this point. So EO Sky's overdue. Yeah, Braun Breaker the future. Dude, I would kill for Paul Heyman. I would wail so hard if you gave me a playable Paul Heyman. New Naomi wouldn't surprise me, absolutely. Dakota, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. Dakota's on TV all the time. We still only have one, so Dakota also wouldn't surprise me. Kyrie's awesome in general, right? I love Kyrie. She's awesome in general. All right, what's next? What do you guys want to see next? Chrisaroo, yeah, it's been a good stream. You missed Braun. You'll have to catch the vid. We did things, though. Penta's this weekend, Cujo, it looks like. And it was leaked earlier. Penta's looks like it'll be this weekend. Let's see if I have the screenshot somewhere. I think they posted it somewhere in faction chat. Not mistaken. My faction. Here it is. That was populated in the game for a while. It is. No, Powerhouse, Jabroni, but Powerhouse is over a year. It's a year, almost a year and a half, so I think a new Bianca anytime, to be honest. I would expect a new Bianca and a new EO very soon. No, this is not my roster, Arg. I can show you my roster in between people wanting to see stuff. I have a good roster. I don't think I'm a whale. I do think I'm a fairly big dolphin. I spend not every weekend for sure. And I try and save for when it makes sense and then spend. So I don't chase every character. I shard recruit characters mostly, and mostly 2 to 6 months after as far as the S plus. It does change with both moments, Scott. Huge. Yeah, I'd say I'm a big dolphin. I'll show you my account though real quick. It absolutely changes, Scott, with the I'll show you gameplay and then we'll look at my account because I want both moments for Abby specifically. Congrats, by the way, Scott. I'm assuming you pulled it from the moment loot. It absolutely changes with both moments. And this is hella fun, in my opinion. Let me show you. Notice 1 MP move, Scott. Notice no strap, Scott. It's also unblockable damage. This is no strap. And it is unblockable. No MP trainers needed. That's amazing, Scott. Super jelly. Super duper jelly. I want that moment so bad. So with all of the... You're doing 3.23 million per row break, Scott, at 23. So it's like about 70... This is no strap. It should be close to all 75 mil. Look at that. 74 million unblockable, Scott. No strap, drained to showboat completely. And that's 74 mil unblockable. Doesn't matter what they have for a strap. That is definitely changes with both moments. She can, yeah, that's just bonus damage. 73 million bonus damage, and then you blow up the board. Yeah, so if you want to see the other way, if you don't have the moment, she hits a more impressive number, probably, but you're using different stuff, right? And obviously you can add plates to that if you wanted. It really doesn't matter. It's just the unblockable part is the cool part to me. Not everyone loves that move set though. The other one is if you have the multiply trainers. I like the row break here. The one column into row break, which increases your red MP by 10. The randoms, and then the purge finisher. So this is the other one. And with this one, you're going to go purple MP. So Woods, Cherry. If you have it, Howdy, and Leo. If you don't have Howdy and Leo, then just do double zombie. Really? Game? Why does it do this? It's so frustrating. Why is Bailey on there twice? Whatever. Give me it. It's so weird. Sure. I don't care about this other one right now. Whatever. Obviously, it's better with Leo and Howdy both, Scott. But the other way is this way. And, oh, you have Leo. I can show with Leo too. Um, and then it's one of the decent places for Pig Boy Mask because it gets you 50% to all your gems and doesn't add extra time. So I like Pig Boy Mask with that. A bunch of people have those. They're not using them. Nice, Vikes. Congrats, buddy. Yours would be times 20 then. And you can see that's 95 million like that. So both are effective, right? I happen to like the row break one because no MP trainers and the unblockable. That's my preference with both moments, but she's totally playable even without both moments, obviously. And then if you add Leo, um, since you have Leo, this gets better. Yeah, both. She's really good. Really good. Only thing you have to watch out for is the multiply users with this moveset, and then the MP up reversal, so basically Technician Live. And then, you know, your normal Indy and Tiffany. But both are really strong movesets. This is going to be like, yeah, that's 119, Scott, so, you know, just pick what you prefer. I like the row break one because no MP trainers. No one's using the row break trainers. You know what I mean? And the unblockable damage. And that was, like I said, not even a strap. So you can use whatever strap you feel like. So yeah. As far as my account, ARG, this is what mine looks like right here. I have a 14.3 million roster. Interesting, IK. And this is kind of the top of mine. As for who I'm missing, the bottom of mine, got a few recently that I still haven't worked on. I've been waiting because I don't need to work on them. Um, yeah, Scott, no problem. She has options. She's very, very good with, especially at both moments. These are my recent acquisitions that I still need to level. But here's what I'm missing. Right, getting closer to mommy. Still way too far off on JBL. And then basically, if I'm close to Fool here, like this little leprechaun, Swoggle, I'm 75 away. So I get them over time, typically. Um, and if there's 0 shard releases, you can see I don't chase them. Unless I get lucky. Thanks, I got King Gunther this weekend from the shards, finally. Not bad, IK. But yeah, that's what I'm missing. Actually, shockingly, it's down to 21. And 2 of them are promoters. This one maybe in the next month. This is probably still 6 months away. A month or 2 for Sasha. And then I can never get these 2. And I can never get this one. And this one. And the Ghostbusters 5. So there's 6, 7 I can never get. It's just a grind. I don't try to Pokemon. I get them when I get them. I very rarely chase the S pluses. I get them later, unless I get lucky. The S's I typically usually get that month or the next month. That's accurate. But yeah, I like to think I spend efficiently, but I think everyone likes to think that, right? There's definitely a lot of money spent over the years. Way too much for a video game. Yeah, thanks, Arg. Congrats on hitting 8 mil, dude. That's awesome. So yeah, that's my roster. My favorites right now are probably Dude Sammy, Yeet J, The Last Time Is Now Cena. Those 3 are probably my favorite 3 right now. Hall of Fame Ron. 2 strikers in that mix. Showdown's pretty rough, JL. Pretty rough. Yeah, no, I'm happy to show her too, Scott. Who wants to see anything else, by the way? Like, Scott wanted to see Nikki because he picked up the moment. Like I said, I'm more than happy to run whatever. Don't be shy. We got like 20 minutes left at least. I don't know if Professor's streaming. Has anyone heard? I'm assuming he is today. It's his usual day. A lot of times he stops in. I would assume we're going to raid him. If he's streaming, we will raid him, but I assume he's streaming, but don't know for sure. If Spider Guard's here, he will know. Yeah, we got 20 minutes. I can run whatever. I'm quite at your leisure, guys. Oh, Arg, I have an emulator. I am playing here. I'll show you. Let me show you my messy desktop. It's super messy. I am using LD Player, and I have a very good computer, like a gaming computer. No, not. Let's do display capture that I built, so I can run a bunch of instances of stuff. Sure. All right, here you go. So this is what my desktop looks like right now. So I have the Twitch live account here. I got my account here. I got OBS stream on the right that you can't see with where it's at. And on my other monitor, I have the stream up and about 12 internet tabs. Discord, my stream, champions.com, you know, a bunch of stuff like that. So I have 2 monitors. I really wish I had 3 or 4 monitors, but I don't have space. So That's how. I love computers. Can you show me how hard? Yeah, what kind of strap you got for Goldberg, Brother Ray? This account does have both gears, so does mine. So you're stuck there. That adds 75%, but I can adjust the metals if you don't have both gears. So let me know what you got. Let me know what strap and if you have what gears you have, if any. Makes a difference for Goldberg. So streaming is a little bit complicated to set up. I am not great at software. I build hardware. I use OBS for everything. I can give you a link to OBS. I watch everything tutorial on YouTube to set it up. I couldn't begin to explain how to do it, like it would take too long, but I can give you a link to the software I use. OBS. I make my thumbnails in it, record my videos, stream. I do OBS Studio is super powerful. I do all of my content creation in OBS, actually. All of it. I make my thumbnails, I stream, I record my videos, all of it I do in this. So this is the best software you can use for streaming right there. And then watch a bunch of tutorials on how to get set up. And you could probably get set up in like 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending how it goes. And then you just do a test stream and see how it goes and go from there. And slowly add stuff. You're going to suck at first and it's going to be really scuff. That's okay. Every time, just try and add a little something, fix something, do a little bit better. If that makes sense. Right on, IK. So you have a 150 strap, you said? And both gears? So we'll do 150. I'm not going to use... So if you guys don't know, and I'll do a more extensive breakdown. We did this a little bit on stream, actually last stream. So long story short is equal to equal. So Fury 3s versus Fury 3s actually hit less than Fury 2s versus Fury 2s. So you never want to test your top end damage ever on the road with Fury 3s versus Fury 2s. It'll completely lead you astray and give you really wrong numbers. It's very, very skewed. It's about like 20, you'll hit like 10 to 20% less hard Fury 3s versus Fury 3s than you will Fury 2s versus Fury 2s. I plan on doing a video with the pretty much close to exact, not quite as exact as Slim would do in his videos, but pretty dang accurate. Long story short, though, is you don't want to use these metals when you're testing, because when you go against the buffed metals, against buff metals, they do poorly. Move damage hits a massive, massive hit. Massive hit. There's only a couple usable move damage people, top tier versus top tier metals. Bailey just squeaks it, and Texina, I think, are probably it when it's top versus top. And I'll do a video explaining that way more. Yes, that's where I test all of my metals in Showdown. 100%. Just look for somebody with the big metals and go to town. Agreed, Slim. Who am I playing? Goldberg? Purple works. Not that it really matters. Who am I running this for again? Jeez, I have the brain of a goldfish. Brother Ray, it's for you. With a maze crown. Do you have a cowabunga plate as well that you can add with it? It will definitely help if you do. It's okay if you don't. I'm sure I went by it. Can we get a search feature for plates, or at least group them together? Like groupings by what they do would be super nice as well. There it is. For blind people like me. You have a cowabunga you can use? Break yellow, get green. This one? I will wait to hear. In the meantime, I'll remove the E plate and refill my currency. Brother Ray, are you there? Hello? Hello, hello? I'd even take sort of alphabetically anything, right, Scott? Sort of alphabetically. I love it. I would take sort of alphabetically too. Then I might actually learn the proper name for this for the plates. I don't know if Brother Ray's here. We'll run it with just the May Crown first. Would help if I put trainers on. Okay, you want Cowabunga. Good. Good. Let me get out of here. We're not going to go against Samuel either. And I probably should put the right trainers on. So you have one gear, you said. So depending on what you want to do, how cheeky you are, Brother Ray, I would say to you, I would go with these trainers. I still run Woods, just because of MP down, but the gear adds 4, your turn gives you 1 for 5, so any 2 purple MP would work, right? And I don't know if you have, which Hall of Fame is purple? I want to say it's Hall of Fame Ron is purple. I get this mixed up all the time. Nope, Ron is yellow. There isn't a purple. So you can use 2 purple MP. Yeah, I know you said both gears, but that gives you 4 MP, right? I still use Woods, simply because it doesn't matter. Anyway, use 2 purple MP, like Gunther, just because of people that like to run MP down. So Tech Gunther, right? It gets you charged then. Why am I doing purple? Because I was thinking purple Royal Rumble. We want yellow. So it doesn't really matter though. But 2 purple MP, doesn't matter who, whatever. And then Hall of Fame, because we're doing 2 different color types, whichever one you have, they're both the same. So the 2 purple MP of any kind loads you. If there's a 2 purple MP, green or yellow gem damage, that would be better. I can't be bothered to look right now because there's a bajillion MP trainers on this account. Any Hall of Famer here, because it's rainbow gem damage and you're doing 2 different types. And then you want Stunning Steve here, because again, rainbow gem damage, right? Because we're doing green and yellow. So definitely Stunning Steve. And then Brett has green and yellow 35% and gets both. So I would use Brett as well. Striker Brett. So 35 and 35. And then Stunning Steve for 40 rainbow. Because we're doing green and yellow. Like that. If you guys didn't know, Stunning Steve got a stealth buff to his trainer. Actually, I think that was actually in the blog. It was when I was on vacation, though, so it was stealth to me. 35 on Brett. 40 rainbow. Any Hall of Famer works. 2 purple MP, doesn't matter who. If there's a green and yellow gem damage with purple MP, they are better. You're just going to 2-click with the right moves. I don't know. We want gem damage. Yep. Top row. Yep. And then I usually put the reversal, the MP steal, just for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I usually just have that there just for funsies. And then I'll put the Cowabunga plate on after this. It definitely helps. It resolves at the same time. I forgot to do it, but I'll put it on. And then it's just simple 2-click. And when he cascades, that rainbow gem damage comes into play big. You can see that was 85 million. Yep. he's focused, so his shards can be a pain in the butt to get. So hopefully you have his shards and don't have to convert. Be careful with converting him too soon. Even at 30%, he's going to be a go-to trainer because it's double for you, right? And then the Cowabunga is just going to make you get bigger cascades. You're breaking yellow every time, so it works every time, and it resolves the same time as the May Crown. It basically turns May's Crown into a Royal Rumble plate. You essentially get, you're getting a green Royal Rumble plate here. Any Royal Rumble plate works on Goldberg, by the way. Best is yellow, second best is purple, because the yellow is his primary color, purple is his secondary. But any Royal Rumble plate will do the same on Goldberg as you're going to see here. We've essentially created a Royal Rumble plate with the Maze Crown. And we cascaded less, so that was 75 million, right? You should usually with this setup be in the neighborhood of 70 to potentially 85 mil with this setup, depending on cascades, right? And how your board lays out. But it's super easy to run. Better cascades this time. And a much better resolve there. And you can see 87 million right there. Right? Goldberg's really freaking great. He's really fast. A true 2-click where you don't have to interact with the board. And just really smooth, right? Really smooth. A lot of different ways you can run him too. With plates and stuff. Ton of different ways. Very versatile plate-wise. $90 mil there. Yeah. Also, though, you're going to need max levels and filled stars to hit like that. If you're curious or didn't know, max levels is about 12%, 11.5%. So if you take him gold and don't max his levels, you're going to basically take about 8 to 10 million damage off what you're seeing. And hollow stars is even worse. Or right in the same range. One hollow star, I think, is in that same range. Any one gem damage based, you need max levels and filled stars to get the most out of. 2 hollow stars would be a Shakespearean tragedy, and you don't even want to think about 3. So if you don't have star fill frags, you're going to want to prioritize them on people like Goldberg. But you can see he's just consistently going to hit for you with that setup. So he's very good. What's up, Ocho? Coming in right at the end. How you doing, bud? You won't have to deal with that much Mherex. We have about 4 minutes left. I'm assuming, like I said, Professor's streaming today, but I don't know for sure. And we will raid him, but that's probably enough time to run one more thing if I'm quick about it, if you guys want to see one more thing. Oh, we got to vote! You're right, Copperhead. So any other ideas before we vote for next week's re-preview? So far, Powerhouse Liv, Hall of Fame Foley, Hall of Fame Ray, and BPP. Any other names you guys want to vote for a re-preview on the poll? Not a huge list. So, thank you for reminding me, Copperhead. I totally would have forgot. Who you want to see me re-preview next week, Ocho? Or if you don't come to the stream, who you want to see a video on? Powerhouse Austin. Yes, Telvin. Excellent. Let's add him. He was close, I think, second last week, if I remember right. And then last week, another one was, or was it Powerhouse Cody was on there too? Finish the Story Cody, I think, was last week. Oh, then he probably won't. But finish the story. Cody was on there last week, so he's a good one too because there's a bunch of different stuff. Bronson Reed and Acro Ray. Ah, you're funny. Fair enough, Telvin. Am I gonna have time with what? What now, Nick? It will be dinner time, Derek, so I won't probably stream late today. Mrs. Mherex gets home. That's why I end at 5, actually. Usually, as long because that's typically she's home right around that time, and then dinner. Am I gonna have time with new MLC? I don't understand the question. Bronson Reed, okay. Bronson Reed, sure. Let me see how many people I can put on a poll. Time for what? Time for what? I can put 1, 2, 3. Elvin's definitely getting Powerhouse Austin on there. State wanted Powerhouse Live, so let's do it because I want at least one lady every time so that we can vote on. Yeah. No, since I never pretend they have 99 MP on a preview to begin with. So no. Good question though. Hall of Fame Ray, Derek wanted. Good one because everyone recently got him. 2 more on the vote. Go Bronson Reed. And Rusty had said Hall of Fame. So we can put 3 minutes and start poll. And go ahead and vote, guys. Yeah, I don't know how to pretend. He's not wrong. No, I think it's fine anyway, because there's a lot of stuff that he can do. Poll is up for you guys to vote on. We have 2 votes so far. Oh, 2 for Bronson Reed, 2 for Powerhouse Live, 1 for Hall of Fame Ray. Powerhouse Live with 3, okay. 3. I'm surprised how many people are voting for Bronson Reed, to be honest. 4 to 3, Live to Reed, Hall of Fame Ray has 2. 4 to 4. It's not letting people vote more than once, right? If so, we got to redo this. That's very even. Interesting. Did a lot of people just get Bronson Reed? Ah, that would be why then. If a lot of people just got him recently. Fair enough, Ocho. I didn't ever preview him to begin with, actually, interestingly enough. Vote, Slim, vote! Make your vote heard. It's 6 to 6. Live and read. Wow, a lot of people must have got him. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay. What do we do if we tie? I guess we rerun the vote with only 2 options if we tie. I'm trying to stuff the ballot box. It's 8 for Liv, 4 for Ray, 7 for Reed. Telvin says there's must be Telvin's vote. Finally 1 for Powerhouse Austin. Foley's got 2. It's 8 to 8 for Reed and Liv. Now Liv's back at 9. Interesting. Right on, Eagles. 9 to 9. What the heck is going on? This shocked me. Actually, I didn't know that many people would be interested in Bronson Reed. But I would take you up on that, Ocho, because I have never played him actually. So 9-9. If it's a tie, we'll throw a revote up. Then you just do Foley if you tie. That would be funny. How how is that even possible that it's tying 10-10? What is going on? It literally tied 10-10. Huh. I guess we're gonna revote. I'll show you guys the tie, so you know I didn't make it up. And then we'll revote with just those two as an option. Do them both? Go easy on me here, Derek. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. No revote, just do both? I mean, we could do that. So you guys want to... That's a pretty good... Fine. We'll do them both. We'll do both. That's a good enough... We had plenty of time today, so I feel it. Yeah, we'll probably fine. There is... Good call, Derek. There was the vote. What's up, Platinum Rocky? So next week we're going to try to get two in, Powerhouse Liv and Bronson Reed. We will start with Liv because ladies first. Look at it this way, you get more content out this way, fair enough. Do one on your channel? I think we'll have time for two. Oh, wait. Next week's new... Oh, that's what Nick was talking about. So next week, if it's a new MLC, I'll probably have to play the new Superstars. And then we'll do it the week after. And we'll do both of these. So if it ends up being tabled for new Superstars, we'll do these the week after. Okay? So, but don't let me forget. I have this saved. So next week, I'm sure I'll have to do gameplay of the new Superstars. Because it's a new MLC. That's what Nick meant. Now I understand. But we will do these the week after, unless somehow magically we have time on a day when I have to play that many. Yeah, fair enough, Sean. But we will do both of these the week after, or try and sneak one in, if we get time. Or if you guys would rather see this than the new ones, you know, I think it's past Furpo's bedtime once I start, so we could you know, no one would be the wiser. You don't tell, I won't tell kind of thing, you know? We could do something like that. It does not look... Oh, Professor is streaming. I see Professor is live. Do everything. We can try. It's hard to get through that much. When will you have the preview of Penta? I will have the preview of Penta when they put him on the CC accounts to play him and tell me I can. So that would be likely, the way it's been going, either late Thursday night or Friday right before he's in the game to purchase from Loot. But who knows? Professor is streaming, so let's raid Professor. Anything awesome today? Yeah, I think there was some good stuff. We hung out, we had fun, we gameplayed stuff, we tested things. We talked about people we wanted to see in the game. Luchador month, next MLC, as long as we get El Grande Americano. Absolutely, Bills Mafia. Yeah, the freebie and the A tier are always fun to do because most people get those, and those generally do the best views, Derek, because most people get them, right? And then S does a little bit less, but a decent amount of people still get them compared to S plus. S plus previews generally always do the worst as far as views because so many less people get them, you know? Right on, M Junior. Thanks so much. Later, Copperhead. Have a good night. You guys have a good night. Thank you, Wet Knife, for being here. M Junior, Derek, Platinum Saki, Eagles, Z-Doom, Nick, Sean. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys have a good night. I will try and stream on my channel tomorrow, should. Same time, different place, same Mherex. You know what's good.